Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who has had a rough couple of weeks or months, even. And it's someone you haven't been talking to. I feel like you're, I don't know, meeting up for drinks with an old friend or running into an old coworker, but you're getting some sort of an update on a person that you have not been talking to or have maybe even blocked. And this update is letting you know that other people followed your advice or followed what you did and also ended their friendship with this person or maybe even quit that job. So it feels to me like you were one of the first to walk away from a situation that other people then decided needed to walk away from that as well. And you're hearing an update on that. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. It feels to me like we've got maybe a desire to like react to the fact that you started kind of like a little bit of a revolution. So this magician energy could be somebody who wants to address the fact that people are leaving, right? So they might be planning something. Hello, dude. How we doing? Hello, upper echelon. Hello, Jamie. What's going on? Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Atala. How we doing? What's up, Akaviri? How are you? So if you would like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box below if I talk too fast. And also recently launched memberships. If you are on an iPhone, like mobile, tends to have an issue in terms of not populating that join button. So if you're wanting to join, try to use from a desktop version of YouTube. It should give you that option. There's 3 tiers. So hello, King. How we doing? Ooh, I love it. Sounds like a nice Friday. Yeah, happy Friday, by the way. We're going to start off with the Pulp Tarot. Let's see what else we can get for you on this situation. What else do we have? Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. So we've got the Ace of Cups, 3 of Wands in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's a sense of peace or harmony with this Ace of Cups. So you've been able to carve out a really nice existence away from maybe the drama that you had been experiencing around this magician energy. So you're about to hear something you don't expect to hear. With the Queen of Swords, this is somebody who's bringing information to you. And the Three of Wands it's in the reverse because you're not waiting for this. You didn't expect to hear this update. I feel like you started a trend. I feel like you did something and then now all of a sudden other people are doing the same thing. Ending a friendship, walking away from a person, or leaving a company. Justice in the reverse. Page of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. This looks to me like other instances of being cut off or left out in the cold because of somebody making a poor decision or being inconsiderate. And it's very similar to what you went through. So I think you were like the guinea pig, or you went through something and you cut this person off or you quit this company. And now other people are like, oh man, that's happening to me too. So I guess I know what to do. 7 of Wands, 10 of Cups, Knight of Wands. Yeah, you've been protecting your peace. You've been in a situation where you felt like things are a little bit more easy to like maintain happiness, or it's not like up and down crazy all over the place anymore. With the 10 of Cups, you were able to get away from the variables that were making things more chaotic in your life. So I feel like you've been able to cut off somebody that was very toxic, or you've removed yourself from a toxic environment. But this Knight of Wands is fast incoming information. Maybe somebody you don't even expect to see, but they tell you an update on what's going on in the situation that you've been gleefully away from. Hello, James. How's it going today? Exactly. What else do we have? Ace of Swords and the Nine of Swords. You are a truth teller. You make people nervous because you don't just sit there and, you know, do what you're told. I'm not trying to say you're just out here breaking all the rules, breaking the law. But if somebody is a bad boss, if somebody is a bad friend, I feel like you're the type of person that would tell them that. Now, maybe you're not the type to be like, hey, you suck. I have to imagine you're just a little bit more expressive. Thank you, James. I appreciate you. But I do think that you hold up a mirror to other people and you're like, see, this is what you're doing to people. I don't know if you know this, but this is what you look like. Just got a little something right here. Yeah. Should have used my middle finger for that one. This is about truth telling. You may have been fired. You may have left of your own volition. You may have been like excluded from the events that friend group was doing, but you made your mark or you made your voice heard in that situation. People are aware that there were issues here. And maybe they believed you, maybe they didn't. But when it's the truth, like it only gets more apparent, right? The sound of truth gets louder over time. So other examples of this person acting that way or of this injustice have happened. Plugged, tuned in, internet connected, negotiator, bargaining, and begging. This Queen of Swords is somebody who is connected to like the eye of the storm, the problem. This is like it could be a lawyer for some, right? But this is somebody who has the inside scoop. I've been there. I, talk to this person regularly, or I've witnessed the fallout, So they're coming to you with that observation. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Laura. How are we doing? Hello, Amit. How are you doing? It's so funny you say that, Key Controller, because I totally just saw an ad for a movie. I'm sorry, I really don't remember what it's called. I think it's made in Japan, but it's about a woman who passes away from, I think it was dust related. And after her passing, her husband believes that she has been reincarnated as a vacuum cleaner. So weird. Hi, Hope. Hi, Louis. How we doing? Hello, Lemonade. Happy Friday, Stephen. How we doing? We've got Poison. It's a great band, but not so great in terms of like relationship behaviors. Toxic, unhealthy behaviors or people. Children, young, childhood, playful, and insatiable. Unquenchable, wanting more. You were dealing with a bunch of immature people who were very toxic, and they thrived on that chaos. So in other words, there are toxic people who want to stop being toxic and they work on things. And then there are toxic people who are like, that was great. Give me more of that toxicity, please. I want more of that. And you did not want more of that. All right, this is the Wild Reflections Tarot. What else do we have? Six of Wands in the reverse. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Seven of Pentacles. So there are people who wanted to talk about you after you walked away as if you were a failure or wanted to make it seem as though you were the problem, maybe even made jokes about you being unbalanced, imbalanced. I don't know which one it is. Or, maybe just bad with money, not a good fit. But with the Seven of Pentacles clarifying the Knight of Wands, it's like somebody has realized now the truth. Seven of Pentacles is an investment. So it's like somebody was trying to say that you were awful at your job, and then they realized that somebody was messing with like the time card punch or the audit system to make it look like they were doing work that you were doing. There's proof here that shows you were actually pretty legit, and somebody just wanted to make you sound bad. Four of Cups. So this could be about getting fired when you should not have been, or being blamed for a social, I kind of want to say situation, to be honest, when it wasn't your fault or other people are involved. Hello, Robert. How are you doing? Hello, Ducks. What's going on? Messy boots. Four of Cups, Two of Swords, and Judgment in the reverse. People were kind of made to choose sides. Whether it's a social situation or a workplace drama, it's like I have to choose to be like loyal to my employer or like still talk to you. Or if, two people get divorced, I can't be friends with both of them, right? I have to just choose one. But with Judgment in the reverse, it's like somebody made a choice, or maybe even a group of people made a choice that didn't really consider all of the information, or maybe weighted things the wrong way. Like weight, like WEIGHT. So this feels to me like a change in perception with multiple people who may have previously thought you were problematic or you caused the issue, now realizing that it wasn't you. Now realizing that what you said was true if you were, willing to share that story with people. Eight of Pentacles could be reference to work. Page of Pentacles in the reverse, Queen of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this feels to me like somebody wanted to make it sound like you just didn't want to do what you were supposed to do. I do feel like for some of you, this is like PTA stuff, or like a garage, or sorry, like a neighborhood, like garage sale event or something where people have expectations of you. And then somebody wanted to make it look like you didn't take that seriously, or that you just couldn't hang, like you couldn't really do what you were being asked. Page of Cups, Emperor, Two of Cups. But this Queen of Swords considers you a peer, or somebody that understands what they're going through. So I feel like this is somebody who has, if you were targeted by the boss, this person was who the boss targeted after you left. If you dated somebody and they, tarnished your reputation within a social community, this Queen of Swords was the person that they dated after you. This is somebody who knows exactly what you went through because they went through it right after you did. And they're coming to tell you what's going on in terms of everything kind of like going crazy, because they know you get it. They know you went through it. They know you like tried to tell people what was going on. This is the Love Oracle. Hi, Art. How are you doing? What else do we have? What do you mean for the donation? We've got distance and past life, separation, space, blockage, deja vu, repeated patterns, and karmic lessons. We've already been talking about patterns. There's people that had a tendency to pull the same crap and you were like, I don't like the way that smells, so I think I'm gonna move like a couple blocks away or maybe a couple cities away. I don't know. Whatever I decide. Another reference towards you have found a more peaceful situation. I feel like a lot of you have moved or a lot of you are leaving a workplace situation, and it's something that you had wanted to do for a while. You may still, like, you might be in the process of doing this, but this is something about you making a change that's pretty significant and other people following. So I feel like there's a lot of other individuals that go through or have gone through a very similar situation, either with the same person you're dealing with or in similar situations in different areas, right? But this apprehension that you have about dealing with it is something that you finally let go of because you did make this change, and you're inspiring other people to address that as well. All right, this is the Golden Lenormand. We might see the Tower come out if we're talking about a workplace situation. If I had to guess, I would think she's probably studying, but shout out to Tiana. What else do we have? Dark Night of the Soul. The Cross, number 36. And I'm sorry, guys. I think I have like a little hair like stuck on my face or something. The Key, number 33. You've gone through something difficult. You've picked yourself back up. You've built something new. You've started something new. There are other people going through these same things, and they look up to you. They want to take direction from you because they see that you've been able to, like, I don't know, recalibrate, recreate balance, recover. I did not see Tiana, but Steven asked about her. Number 10, which is the Scythe. And number 20, which is the Garden. Dang. You saw this whole community or workplace and you were like, throw it all out. I'm done. Screw that. I'm done. Don't want it. Don't like you. Don't like you. Don't like you. Or you. I'm out. You didn't even like any of them. Maybe you had a friend. Maybe there was somebody that had some integrity. But I do feel like you basically walked away from a community. Like, I thought you guys were cool. Then I spent some time with you. And I found out that you all suck. So I got other places to be. Toodles. I admire your cojones or your determination to not get dragged into BS. Whatever the community was, you weren't having it. Not for me. No, thank you. All right, let's get a few from, this is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. What else do we have? Hey, Voyager, how are you doing? I like it, dude. The Empress, Temperance, Ace of Wands, Knight of Cups, and the Five of Cups. So here's you rebuilding, creating a new existence for your life, far, far away from all of the drama that you were dealing with. Temperance is about balance. You can see holding up 2 bowls, 2 halves of a pumpkin. Oh, she's trying to catch a cloud. I do the same thing on Fridays. You're over here having a great time. You're not like caught up in the BS anymore. I do feel like it's been a while. So maybe some of you will see this reading far in the future from now, but this is saying like you've already established a new sense of like normal elsewhere and demonstrated that you can recover. And this Ace of Wands is about inspiration. Like I say, there are people that are watching you, people that see you moving the way that you move, and they want to do the same thing. They're like, I don't know if I can do it. See how the cup is like behind them? They're like, I don't know. Maybe you're like more magical than me, but I think I can catch the cloud too. It's so cute. They're like, I think I can be as cool as you. Maybe. See? I mean, there's a big cloud above me. I've already got the one chalice. You're helping people to realize they can make a pretty significant change in their life and also be rid of the toxic energy or the people that leave them in the Five of Cups energy. Five of Cups energy is regrets or a sense of loss or grief, looking in the past and forgetting to be cognizant of the other opportunities that are in front of you. So when we eventually get this Five of Cups in the reverse, or, you know, move on, because there's like, usually a bridge in the background. Oh, there's not. Well, yeah, there is. Right here. Build a bridge. Get over it. That kind of thing. Once we leave the Five of Cups energy, we're very powerful. Because all of that energy that we spent on moping, feeling bad for ourselves, running to the grocery store for ice cream or tacos, we can reroute that energy into something that is more impactful. So that is what you have done. That's why we have the Empress coming out, regardless of your gender. This is talking about somebody who builds things because the Empress is very capable, right? Possibly very creative. Can catch clouds. It's a big deal. I don't know why I'm talking about that. Could be an air sign reference. So Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. And then we have Judgment and Five of Swords. Confirmation, I think, that we've got somebody with an air sign in their chart. This is somebody who wants to make a similar decision as you made, and they're coming to tell you about the current situation in that community that you left behind. You may have felt you were kind of on shaky terms with this person. You may not have talked to them for a very long time, but they are genuinely coming forward with like, I hope I can do what you've done. Like, I don't want to live the way I have been living. So it feels to me like the universe is saying, like, hear them out. Maybe you don't care what's going on in the community, but if you could help this person, it might be worth it. That's right. What else do we have? Justice in the reverse. Ace of Swords. Eight of Wands in the reverse. This is somebody who has a story to tell, something that could be a bit shocking, a bit of a scandal, or they have evidence of something, you know, that shouldn't be happening at the company, or they know what really happened with somebody who's trying to make you look like the problem. I feel like this is somebody saying, I could kind of like blow up this spot a little bit, like tell everybody what really happened because I have the receipts, you know? This feels to me like somebody who wants to make a change. They want to leave this community as well. They see it as very toxic. They're in a similar situation, but it's like, I know what's going on and I could call this person out. Should I? Hello, Alicia. How are you doing? Seven of Pentacles, 10 of Cups in the reverse, and the Sun. This feels to me like somebody who is very invested, did everything they could to, oh God, what was that chick's name? The one who was trying to make Felch happen in Mean Girls. Like, she was always trying to be such a good friend, and Regina was just kind of like, meh. That's what this energy is. It's like, I know a lot about the situation, and I know that they were targeting you, and now they're targeting me. Now they're trying to make me look bad. But see, I have all these like details on this person. So I think they're asking for your advice. Should I just focus on myself? How can I do what you've done? But also, like, I'm kind of tempted to be a bit of a whistleblower or call to attention for other people what's really going on here so that other people don't have to deal with the same thing, which is admirable. This is the Tattoo Tarot. What else do we have? Two of Swords, Ace of Cups in the reverse. This feels to me like switching sides. I've made my choice. I don't want to be on their team anymore. I don't want to work with them. I want to be your little sidekick. I want to learn from you, and I want to potentially like take this person on. For some of you, this could be about a lawsuit. Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, Death. Queen of Cups can be a friend. I feel like you're getting communication from somebody who has realized that you were not the problem and they want to be on your side now. They're changing because things happened that they saw, or they were the next person targeted, whatever it is. They're like, I got your back. What you want to know? And oh, by the way, do you want to help me like tell everybody what's really going on? Some of you are going to be like, I want nothing to do with that whole steaming pile of crap. Thank you, but no. Others of you are going to be like, what you got in mind? Queen of Wands in the reverse, Eight of Cups in the reverse. Be cautious, but I do feel like you can trust this person, this Queen of Swords or Queen of Cups. This is somebody who's genuinely interested in being your friend and thinks that you spoke the truth when it was difficult. So we have the World and the reverse, Eight of Wands. I see multiple people who have been disrespected or handled in the same way, each being able to tell their story about a person who lied. Somebody who wanted everyone to feel they were in charge or they had this particular reputation. No one could like question it, right? But now we have multiple stories all saying, you're the problem. You just had like the loudest microphone. It doesn't mean I have to believe what you say. It doesn't mean you're actually good at comedy. You gotta actually have like some truth bombs. So this could be somebody being called out that is not used to being called out. Somebody who's used to hearing a bunch of yeses. Oh my Lord. Yeah, I feel like this is somebody who's generally quite used to getting their way. And they're hearing that there's multiple people working together to call them out for their shenanigans. This could be workplace. This could be a courtroom situation. This could be within a like social group. Like, who do we believe? Who do we trust? Who do we think is, untrustworthy? I totally get that, Alicia. There you are again, the Empress and the Page of Wands. You're getting communication from someone and they're saying basically, I don't know what I should do. They want your advice. This High Priestess in the reverse is somebody saying, I feel like I could do this, but I don't know if I should. I need your input. What would Jesus do? I'm not saying you're Jesus, okay? Let's not get it twisted. Because he's obviously right here. All right, let's see. This is the Kipper. What else do we have? Hello, Rainbow Warrior. How you doing? Have I said hello to Bichitata? What's up? Wow. The house. Number 20. Bad health in the reverse. So the question here posed by our Queen of Swords, the person who would like to be your friend, who might be switching sides, switching loyalties. The question is, are you going to leave the comfort or the relatively peaceful existence that you have carved out for yourself right now, and deal with a situation? Like, is it worth that risk to, work with this Queen of Cups? Some of you may be writing a book together. Some of you may just be like talking to people, but there's some sort of risk here that you're like, I just don't know if I want to like deal with all of that. That's your choice. Gift in the reverse. Imprisonment in the reverse. There is something here about evidence that what was portrayed or like talked about as a gift was actually like a payment or a contract. I'll give this to you, but you know what it means. You have to always have my back, or you have to do this for me, or you have to lie for me. This is a contract. Imprisonment in the reverse. If you want to avoid this problem, you have to do what I say. Someone could have been gifted a house or something of high monetary value and told you have to do what I tell you. Family room in the reverse by somebody that they're not related to. So this could be like a business manager, something along those lines, a boss, right? That was leveraging their power or their perhaps control over somebody's financial security in a way that was probably criminal. This is the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have? The Bear, number 15. Number 42, the Compass. There's a lot, okay, there is a group of people, let's put it that way, that look up to you. They feel like you know how to survive, endure, navigate difficult waters. I mean, this is a polar bear, okay? And they literally say, save the polar bears, because polar bears don't have it easy, right? Bless the polar bears. They have to go through a lot to find food. This is saying in a very difficult environment, you navigated those pitfalls or those difficulties with ease. Maybe you didn't feel like it was with ease. Maybe it felt really difficult for you, but you made it look good, okay? You're like a, the hell are they called? Figure skater, right? Dang, how do you make it look so easy? I would be falling on my ass in 3 seconds, okay? You make it look doable to other people to make a change or to stand up or to speak out on a situation that needs to be called out. There's a lot of people involved in this. We've got the Labyrinth. I do feel like this Queen of Swords has been trying to find somebody they could actually trust. I feel like they have a lot of information. And they're like, look, I feel like I can talk to you because you've been in my shoes. You've gone through the same thing. And what I'm about to tell you is going to probably be crazy. But they trust you. We've got number 29, which is the Woman Without a Shirt, and number 2, the Clover. There's someone who's been very fortunate, or somebody who is seen as like lucky, or they bless other people with good luck. This is somebody who pretends they have morals or good intentions, but they do not. This is somebody who hides their true character. This is the person that the Queen of Swords has information on, and I believe you have information on them too. Number 22, very similar to the Pathway card from the Kipper. Number 22 is about choices, right? Do you want the stairway on the left or the stairway on the right? They go different places. which is kind of silly because they both look like windows to me. So it's like, oh, it's Juliet balcony number 1 or Juliet balcony number 2. Very similar view. We can still talk to each other from the, but anyways, you know, you have to make a choice. And it's maybe not your choice. It might actually be this Queen of Swords who's trying to make a choice. They want to know what to do, and you might have a choice in terms of whether or not you want to help them or how you would advise them. But you are seen as somebody who has wisdom, somebody who knows how to handle these kinds of situations. This is, I believe, the Queen of Swords. The Rider, R-I-D-E-R, is a visit from somebody in person. And I don't feel like this is somebody who's in love with you, but I feel like this Heart card is coming out because they have good intentions. They want to make a situation right, or they want to know how you figured things out. They want to do the right thing. So keep that in mind, because I do feel like initially that's going to be what you're trying to figure out. Like, okay, this person apparently trusts me, but can I trust them? Hello, Danny. How are you doing? What else do we have? This is the energy oracle, if I didn't remember to say that. Door to personal healing and happiness, and man holding a coin. I feel like you're the man holding a coin. This is why we don't pay attention to gender, right? Because I've been talking to you as the Empress, right? But you are this man holding a coin. It's because you know how to create stability. You know how to recover, right? Maybe there's been a little bit of a trip, but you didn't fall to the ground. You caught yourself, right? There's somebody else who's trying to figure out how to regain stability. They see that you have found personal healing and happiness, and they want that personal healing and happiness. And they may be able to help a lot of people find that personal healing and happiness, and you may be critical to that dissemination of inspiration. First chakra, Archangel Michael, and second chakra, Archangel Ariel. I do feel like you're very protected right now. In other words, if you're concerned about whether or not you're putting yourself at risk by helping this Queen of Swords, I would say invariably, yes, you are. But you also have protection. If you feel like this is something you are probably best suited to do and you are fully capable of it, then I would say I would do it. But it has to be your intuition pulling you in that direction, right? This is one of those readings I get nervous about because I don't want people where this is not your reading to take this advice and put yourself in a situation that's not good for you. That's why it's so important that you know to listen to your intuition and your discernment. Thank you, Pharaoh. You're good. I think I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for the likes, the subscribes, and the memberships. Toodles.